As I'm editing this video, we just got the news that Caitlin Clark will be sidelined for at least 2 weeks with a left quad strain. Now, at this point in time, we don't have too much information on the injury, except that it is a new injury. This is not the injury that she was dealing with during preseason, but I just wanted to give you guys that update because it's obviously one of the biggest news stories of the day.
WNBA refs under fire for disrespecting Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark, the Indiana Fever's breakout sensation, has been turning heads since her rookie debut in 2024. But despite her stellar performance, something troubling has been happening on the court. In fewer than 50 games, Clark has endured a barrage of hard fouls, cheap shots, and relentless trash talk, more than many seasoned players experience over their entire careers. Shockingly, officials have often turned a blind eye, with some fans accusing referees of outright disrespect. It's as if they've forgotten their whistles at home. Fans are furious, and social media is on fire. The controversy surrounding Caitlin Clark's treatment has exploded into one of the wildest dramas the WNBA has seen. But here's the kicker. Despite all the rough play, the cold shoulders, and even pushing through an injury, Clark is still rewriting the record books. This story is only getting crazier. And trust me, you're going to want to hang on until the end.
Trained and held accountable explained. To summarize for you guys, there are 2 people that they interview, and they have worked within the NBA and the WNBA referee sphere for the past 20 to 30 years, and now they are kind of at the head of these WNBA referees. So they're giving insights into everything that goes into the job. So they start off by sharing that the officiating in the WNBA became as hot button of an issue as any heated debates surrounding the league's physicality dominated the headlines, particularly when Indiana Fever star rookie Caitlin Clark was subject to several intentional.
Caitlin Clark didn't just step into the WNBA. She blew the doors off like LeBron on a breakaway dunk. After rewriting the NCAA record books at Iowa, with a jaw-dropping 3,951 points, the most in college basketball history, Clark was the undeniable #1 pick in the 2024 WNBA draft. Her game? Pure electricity. She's got Klay Thompson's range, Chris Paul's court vision, and the fire of a young Kobe Bryant. In her rookie season, Clark averaged 17.1 points, 5.6 assists, and 5.9 rebounds per game, casually snagging Rookie of the Year like it was nothing. And that was just the warm-up. By her sophomore season in 2025, she was already making history. In the Fever's season opener against the Chicago Sky on May 17th, Clark nearly dropped a triple-double, 20 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds, and led her team to a commanding 93-58 victory. But here's the wild part. She also became the fastest player in WNBA history to reach 1,000 career points, doing it in just 42 games. Faster than legends like Diana Taurasi and Lisa Leslie, and she's doing all this while getting hacked, hammered, and hit, often with referees acting like they're too busy watching a courtside nacho spill to blow the whistle.
To be brought up in an interview like this because it sounds sketchy. Like, I'm not on the train of people who think that the NBA and the WNBA are rigged, but you can't also just say sketchy things. So he says, it is then our responsibility to make sure that we're living up to those standards through constant feedback from our stakeholders. That's what good officiating looks like. They get the feedback from the stakeholders and the feedback from literally everyone else, including the fans and players. They're not interested.
From the moment Caitlin Clark entered the WNBA, she's had a target on her back bigger than a center's wingspan. Opponents know she's the heartbeat of the Indiana Fever, and they're throwing everything at her. Hard screens, elbows, shoves, you name it. Every game feels like she's dribbling through a gauntlet. In her first 50 games, Clark's been fouled 213 times. That's over 4 fouls per game. And keep in mind, she's a 6-foot, 152-pound guard known for finesse, not brute force. For comparison, A'ja Wilson, a dominant force in the paint, draws roughly the same number of fouls while battling down low. But what really has fans fuming? The officiating. Take the May 17th, 2025 matchup against the Chicago Sky. Clark was hit with a flagrant one after swiping at Angel Reese's arm, and giving her a light shove in the back. Was it a fair call? Maybe. But rewind just one play earlier. Reese blatantly shoved fever forward Natasha Howard with both hands while fighting for a rebound. No whistle, nothing. Fans exploded online. One post went viral. Caitlin Clark gets Same blatantly fouled twice. No call. I get that it's playoff level intensity, but these are just bad.
That the WNBA's officiating is more inconsistent than the NBA officiating. Instead, they believe that the rapid influx of new eyes simply leads to increased scrutiny. They also said that mistakes are made, but they don't think it's any different from the mistakes that are made in the NBA or in college, but that college is officiated differently from the WNBA. So essentially, fans are just wrong in saying that the WNBA is officiating wrong because they've been watching college basketball and it's not refereed the same. If I just summarize essentially what they said. They also said the WNBA is very, very different than 18 to 21-year-olds in college basketball. The game is very different, the way they play, the style of play, the strength, their ability to be physical legally is very different.
This is where things take a shocking turn. Moments like these aren't isolated incidents. They're part of a growing pattern. And on May 26th, 2025, things went completely off the rails. During the Fever's 81-76 win over the Atlanta Dream, Brittany Griner lost her cool after fouling out. Cameras caught her in a heated rant on the bench, and what was said sparked instant controversy. Some viewers claim Griner called Clark an effing white girl and trash, igniting a firestorm online. Others argue she was yelling at the referees, insisting the foul should have been on Natasha Howard, not Clark, and calling the decision effing whack. Either way, the clip spread like wildfire, faster than a Damian Lillard buzzer beater. But the controversy didn't stop there. Conservative voices, like Riley Gaines, quickly jumped on the viral clip, calling Griner's alleged outburst a racial slur aimed at Caitlin Clark. On the flip side, sports analyst Jay Hill fired back, claiming Griner's anger was clearly directed at the refs, not Clark, and that the outrage was overblown. Then came the moment that truly stunned everyone. Just 2 days later, Griner, still visibly fired up, cut short a halftime interview to yell at the officials, "Be effing better." The incident only added fuel to the fire. Fans were already frustrated, claiming Clark's been disrespected not just by opponents, but by referees who keep letting it happen. One fan captured the mood perfectly. The WNBA says it's not racist to pound Caitlin Clark into the hardwood, but now they want to investigate fans who don't cheer for Angel Reese. Make it make sense. The drama is boiling over, and it's got fans fired up like never before. Some are ready to storm the court themselves.
My point about the referees and about the style of play and about the WNBA in general, I don't think that the WNBA should continue to lean on the fact that they're a physical league and make that the selling point of the league. A lot of people are saying like, oh, I love it. It's back to the 90s style of basketball when there were so many fights, this and that. No, it's actually not good basketball. It's not fun basketball to watch. And I call BS when they say that they're working to make sure that the offense can play offense. That's not true, because we've seen what the NBA has done, and they have actually made sure that the offense can run smooth.
Now let's get to the big question. Are the referees intentionally ignoring fouls against Caitlin Clark? Fever head coach Stephanie White certainly seems to think so. After a tight 90-88 loss to the New York Liberty on May 24, 2025, White didn't hold back. She called the officiating egregious and said the disrespect toward her team was unbelievable. She specifically pointed to a no call when Clark took heavy contact from Natasha Cloud, an incident that left Clark yelling at the referees in frustration on the court. White even questioned the league's review system, admitting, "I don't know if I have a feeling that the system works."
Low. Clark has to get open. 1 second left. Clark doesn't get the shot off. Cloud locks her up in New York.
And that's when things take a wild turn. Fans and analysts have started spotting a disturbing pattern. Back in a September 2024 playoff game, Clark was clearly fouled twice on shooting attempts. Yet the refs didn't blow their whistles once. One frustrated fan summed it up perfectly. Caitlin Clark doesn't have a special whistle. She has no whistle. Another pointed out the sheer unfairness. How is this not a foul? Clark literally had no landing space. It's like she's playing a 1-on-5 game against the other team. And the refs. Even in a preseason matchup against the Washington Mystics, with Clark sidelined by a minor leg injury, she was caught, arguing with a referee over a questionable call, showing she's not afraid to call out the nonsense.
Basketball on the court will actually be better if we stop leaning on the fact that, oh, the WNBA is just physical, get used to it. There's a lot of inconsistencies, and it seems like the only thing that they're trying to make consistent, and it was brought up in this article, and I think it's hilarious because I'm always talking about this on my live streams, the screens. They're gonna call fouls on the screens, like, of all things. They have to make sure that there's no illegal screens. And yeah, there's a lot of illegal screens, so the girls need to do better, but that's the thing that's the thing, we gotta make sure that we I'm sorry.
But here's what they're not telling you. Some believe the referees aren't just biased. They're politically motivated to turn a blind eye. WNBA officiating has been a mess for years, plagued by missed calls and botched challenges that frustrate players and fans alike. Take the Fever vs. Dream game on May 20th, 2025. There were 17 fouls called and 3 coaches' challenges, all of which were overturned. Pure chaos. And at the center of it all, Caitlin Clark, the league's brightest star, caught right in the middle of the storm. And this is where it goes from bad to worse. All the physical abuse has started to take a real toll. In early 2025, Clark suffered a minor leg injury that forced her to miss a preseason game. She's back now, but it's a stark reminder of the beating she's taken. Playing through pain is part of basketball. Think Michael Jordan's legendary flu game, or Kevin Durant dropping 40 points with a tweaked ankle. But for a 23-year-old carrying the weight of being the WNBA's biggest star, it's a heavy burden. And if you think that's bad, just wait. Fans fear that if referees keep letting opponents get away with cheap shots, Clark could face far more. Serious injuries down the road. Right now, she's sidelined until at least mid-June.
Dowd had 6, and it was the ticky-tack fouls. And again, Caitlin Clark doing a little bit of an acting job. Not sure if that was actually a foul, but again, that's...
One fan summed it up perfectly. The refs are horrible. They're just letting Caitlin get pounded out there. The fear is real. Clark's taking hits like she's in a boxing ring, not on a basketball court. And here's the part you need to listen to. If the league doesn't start protecting its brightest star, it could cost them more than just a few games. But here's the most important thing. Despite the fouls, the trash talk, and the injuries, Clark keeps dominating. It's like she's channeling Larry Bird's legendary clutch gene. In her rookie season, she set the WNBA record for most assists in a single season and became the first rookie ever to record a triple-double. In 2025, she's climbing the all-time, scoring charts faster than you can say splash. Her 20-point near triple-double in the season opener against Chicago was a clear message. Caitlin Clark isn't slowing down for anyone. And the best part? We're just getting started. Clark's ability to shrug off the physicality is straight out of the Kobe playbook. Take the hits, keep shooting, and let your game do the talking. Former NBA star Ron Harper put it perfectly on social media. They will always test Caitlin Clark, not because she's white, but because she's one of the best players in the WNBA. That's the truth. Clark isn't a target because of who she is. She's a target because she's a threat. Stick around, because this next part is huge. The outrage over Caitlin Clark's treatment isn't just about basketball, it's about fairness. Clark has brought millions of new fans to the WNBA, packing arenas and boosting TV ratings like never before. Yet many feel she's being shortchanged by referees who let opponents get away with murder. And it's not just Clark's fans speaking out. The Fever's social media is flooded with comments like, "Protect Caitlin at all costs." Even casual fans are fed up. One wrote, "Caitlin Clark is changing the game, and the refs are letting her get beat up for it."
You give us your perspective on the last play.
I haven't watched it yet, but the user reset timeout ran it a little bit different, similar play to what we ran the other night when we played Atlanta here. I don't know, I have to go back and watch.
By the end of this, you'll see why this matters so much. The WNBA has a golden opportunity with Caitlin Clark. She's a once-in-a-generation talent who's putting the league on the map. But if the refs don't start calling the games fairly, they risk alienating fans and hurting their biggest star. This isn't just about one player. It's about the future of the entire league. And here's the final twist. Clark isn't backing down. She's out there dropping dimes, sinking logo threes, and proving she's tougher than the toughest defenders. Trust me, you'll want to watch this story all the way through, because Caitlin Clark's journey is far from over, and it's already a game changer.
Least 2 weeks. The Indiana Fever released this statement. Fever guard Caitlin Clark suffers quad injury. Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark has suffered a left quadricep strain and will be out a minimum of 2 weeks, the team announced today. Further updates will be provided as available following reevaluation.
Caitlin Clark, the Indiana Fever's superstar guard, suffered a left quadricep strain during a narrow 90-88 loss to the New York Liberty on May 24, 2025, sidelining her for at least 2 weeks. The injury, announced by the Fever on May 26th, marks the first time Clark has missed games in her college or professional career, ending an impressive streak of 183 consecutive games played. The timing is tough for Clark, who was averaging 19.0 points, a league-leading 9.3 assists, and 6.0 rebounds through the season's first 4 games, solidifying her role as the team's offensive engine.
She's ever missed, college or pro here. Clark leads the W in assists this season, and the Fever, they now face a critical stretch.
And here's where it gets really interesting. Clark's absence could seriously shake the Fever's morale, especially for a team sitting at 2-2 and integrating new veterans like Dana Bonner and Natasha Howard. Clark isn't just a player, she's the spark plug, the one who gets the crowd roaring like it's playoff time every night. Her high-energy play and leadership, like dishing out 10 assists against the Liberty despite playing hurt, set the tone for the entire team. Without her, the Fever might feel like they're missing their go-to clutch shooter in crunch time. Fans are already buzzing, with one posting, "Be Fever without. Caitlin is like a team without a point guard. Lost."
Been told so far by the team is that this is actually an injury that was separate from the quad tightness issue, as Caitlin Clark described it earlier in the preseason, that she dealt with before. So it's a little bit of interesting situation given that it was the same leg, but the team is saying it is actually a new injury. We did see that after she missed that first preseason contest with that quad issue, she returned and played in the rest of the preseason, even though she was limited at some points during practice. She obviously played during the regular season these last 4 games, including 38 minutes the other day against the New York Liberty when she played and closed out the game.
But wait, this next part is huge. Coach Stephanie White sees Clark's injury as an opportunity. She believes it's a chance for role players like Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, and Sydney Coulson to step up, testing the team's depth and fighting spirit. Confidence could stay high, especially with veterans like Dana Bonner bringing a next player up mentality from their championship experience. Clark's vocal support from the bench, seen during a preseason game when she missed time with a minor leg injury, could also boost morale. She's like a coach on the sideline, hyping up her teammates and leading like a true veteran playmaker.
I know this is like a bummer for Caitlin. They're trying to find their sync. They're trying to gel, and then you got officials who are not helping. Not that they're supposed to help, but kind of don't want you to hurt either, and they've been hurting. So you got all these pieces, all these things that you're dealing with, and then you got this whatever fake investigation. You got all the stuff, and then now your generational talent is going to be out for at least 2 weeks. Okay, it's a blow. You take a breath. As a coach, you rally the people. You say, I need you to step up. I need you to step up. This is not going to define us. This is not going to kill us. It's a long season compared to 2 weeks. And so we just have to.
And here's why this matters to you. If the Fever rally without Clark, it could galvanize the team, proving they're more than just a one-star show. But if they struggle, like in their narrow 91-90 loss to the Atlanta Dream, morale could take a hit, especially with tough upcoming games against Washington and Chicago on the horizon. Stick around, because how the Fever handled this crucial stretch could change everything for their championship hopes. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more updates. Stay tuned.
No, I think the moment was when we were up 12 was more like, hey, we've got to continue to do what got us here. We got to move the ball. We've got to hit singles, not make home run plays. We have a tendency to try to make the home run play all the time, the dagger or the play that gets the momentum going, or and it doesn't need to be that way. We can make the easy plays. So those were more the communications, keeping our intensity level, on both ends of the floor. You can't relax. I mean, the margin for error when you're talking about playing championship caliber teams is so